Welcome to today's Explainer. I am so incredibly pumped to share this one with you guys because we are talking about a massive, literal game changer in how we learn. I mean, looking at this from our vantage point right now in 2026, artificial intelligence isn't just some sci-fi concept anymore, right? It has quietly become this completely permanent fixture in absolutely every student's backpack. It sits right there next to your laptop and your headphones. Honestly, just walk into literally any college library today and you'll see exactly what I mean. But it kind of makes you wonder, how did we actually get here so fast? And honestly, more importantly, how are you supposed to actually use it the right way without shooting yourself in the foot? Smart tools, simple solutions every day. This publisher's ethos is just perfect because it totally grounds us in what matters. Today, we are keeping it super practical. We're looking at everyday reality. We are absolutely not going to get bogged down in, abstract theories about the future of AI or those endless debates about whether you even should be using it. Let's be real, that era is basically over. The actual question we're answering today is whether you're using these smart tools well to find simple solutions every single day. So let's just dive right into a question that hits the nail on the head. Is using AI to study cheating, or is it the new spreadsheet? It's crazy to think about, but just a couple of years ago, a student probably felt like they were straight up cheating just by asking an AI to explain a tough math concept. But now, we are seeing a complete 180 in mindset. We're going to explore exactly how knowing your way around a good prompt has become just as crucial as knowing your way around an Excel spreadsheet became for the last generation. Section 1. From novelty to necessity. Think about this timeline for a second, because it's wild. Just 2 years ago, in 2024, using AI felt like this dirty little secret for so many students. It was wildly controversial. You had professors banning it outright, schools constantly arguing over policies. It was a mess. Then, by 2025, it kind of shifted into this phase where students used it quietly. They realized it was this amazing secret lifeline, but they kept it way under the radar. And now, here we are in 2026, and it's literally treated as a non-negotiable basic skill. It went from this prohibited, sketchy novelty to an absolute essential tool in the blink of an eye. The really fascinating thing about the modern AI study partner is that the underlying tech didn't necessarily change overnight. What changed was our framing of it. We finally stopped looking at it as some essay writing robot and started viewing it as a tutor. And honestly, what a tutor! We are talking about one that never, ever gets tired. It never rolls its eyes at a quote-unquote dumb question, and absolutely crucially, it's wide awake at 2 a.m. the night before your massive deadline. For so many students today, this isn't a luxury. It's the ultimate lifeline that just keeps them from falling behind. Section 2. The accessibility game changer. Now, this tool hasn't just changed how we study. It has fundamentally altered the whole educational playing field. Just think about the old reality. Expensive private tutors charging crazy money by the hour, that huge gap between students who could afford that extra help and those who couldn't. That's always been one of education's quiet, deeply unfair realities. But today, the free AI tiers aren't just clunky little demos anymore. They are genuinely, truly useful. A totally free assistant today can patiently walk anyone through complex calculus, review essay structures, or quiz you for an hour on organic chemistry. Sure, it might not completely close the gap, but man, it provides high-quality help for everyone and levels the playing field way more than people realize. Section 3. What AI does well. Okay, so we know it's accessible and we know it's necessary, but what are the actual practical superpowers here? Consider this your cheat sheet for modern studying. If a textbook explanation is just totally going over your head, you don't have to sit around waiting for office hours anymore. Just ask the AI to give you a different analogy or use simpler vocabulary. It's amazing. You can also turn boring passive reading into active recall instantly. Just paste your notes in and ask for a quiz. Active recall used to take so much effort to set up, but now it takes 2 seconds, and it is hands down the best way to actually retain information. Or what about a giant thesis chapter? It feels way less terrifying when an AI helps you outline it first, so you can just tackle it piece by piece. And my personal favorite, you can explain a concept back to the AI in your own words and just ask, hey, what did I get wrong here? That is a lightning-fast feedback loop. When you use it like this, AI doesn't replace your learning, it just clears out all the awful friction that used to stop you from learning in the first place. Section 4. Support versus substitution. All right, but hold on, because there is a massive trap here. There's a really fine line between building a skill and quietly destroying one. There's this joke going around study groups lately. One student goes, I asked my AI to explain thermodynamics, and now I literally understand it better than my professor. That right there, that's support. That builds your skills.
But then the other student says, well, I asked it to write my thermodynamics essay, and I understand absolutely nothing, but hey, I got an A. That is substitution. And yeah, it's funny because it's true for way too many people. But I gotta warn you, substitution will totally backfire. It's gonna show up later when you're sitting in an in-person exam or you're at a job interview and they expect you to actually know the material.
You really need to engrave this golden rule into your mind right now. If you couldn't explain what the AI just helped you produce, you've slid from study partner into shortcut. I'll say it again because it's that important. If you can't explain it, it's a shortcut. This right here is the absolute core philosophy of modern studying. A true AI study partner should be making you sharper, not more dependent on it. Section 5. Your first 2 weeks. All right, let me put my coaching hat on for a minute. I want to give you a really practical, step-by-step playbook to build the right habits so you don't just get totally overwhelmed trying to change your whole routine overnight. Step 1. Start small. Pick just one recurring task, something like reviewing your lecture notes, and hand only that task to an AI assistant for 2 solid weeks. Trust me, one repeated task beats trying 5 things once and giving up. Step 2. After every single study session, just ask the AI for 5 practice questions on what you just covered. It literally takes 1 minute and it builds incredible recall. Step 3. Once a week, try explaining a tricky concept back to the AI in your own words to find where your gaps are. Then finally, step 4. After 2 weeks, take a step back and be totally honest with yourself. Evaluate what actually helped versus what just felt like you were being productive. And only then do you expand to a second task. The students who are going to crush it in the next decade aren't the ones who avoided AI just to prove they could do it the old-fashioned way. They're the ones who figure out early on how to think with this incredibly powerful tool. So, of course, once you actually decide to get an AI study partner, it brings up one final super obvious question. ChatGPT versus Claude. Which one actually helps you learn better? It's a really fantastic question, and the source we've been breaking down today actually puts these two heavyweights head-to-head for student work in their next article. So you can completely stop guessing and just pick the one that fits how your brain works. I highly, highly recommend checking that out to optimize your new study routine. But wow, thank you so much for joining me for today's explainer. Remember to keep using these tools to build your skills up, not to replace them. Keep learning, keep adapting, and I'll catch you guys next time.